Hey guys, this is NOELonPC, and today we're going to play some Kerbal Space Program demo. This is the demo for it. I put the link in the description. I encourage you to give this game a try. It's a very fun little, I guess you could call it like a NASA simulator. You build a spacecraft and then you launch it. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to start with a command pod. We're going to put a parachute on it. So this is going to be our final stage. This is how we're going to re-enter the Earth's atmosphere. Yeah, I'm going to put a stack decoupler. So this is a little explosive charge that's going to break away our various stages. The SAS module is like a gyroscopic system that sort of keeps everything stable, keeps you going generally in the direction you want to go. Now, I just realized I'm going to put another one of those silly air things on the other side. You may ask, why? And the answer is aerodynamics. This game does follow simple laws of physics. So if you design something and it's lopsided to one side, you're going to know because it's going to pitch towards that side or away from that side or whatever. Okay, so we're going to use a little tiny thruster here. So this is going to be our up in space craft once we're up there. So we'll use another stack decoupler to separate the stages. Okay, now we probably want one more stage with the high thrust and a stack decoupler. And now for the system that is actually going to launch us. This is where things get fun. We're gonna use, just trying to do some quick math in my head. Yeah, we're just gonna use 2 actually at the bottom there. Now this is not our finished product. Just trying to get the thing level. Good enough? Okay. So now what we're going to do, we're going to use the symmetry mode. There we go. And this is going to help us get everything just right. Usually those snap in place. Since they didn't snap in place, I'm just going to add some fuel lines. No, I don't think those took. Let's try up a little higher or maybe down a little lower. Those took, I think. We'll know when we get out on the deck and our fuel runs out in like 25 seconds. There we go. That's a good looking system. So all of these rockets are going to engage all at once, and then this whole system will break away at the end. So I'm just looking for the nose caps. There we go. Make them all aerodynamic and such. Oh, the only thing I could think to do is put some struts between them. This just gives the whole system a bunch of rigidity. Makes the whole system one giant piece, so there's no flex or bend. They don't have to be perfect. As long as there's one on every side, the aerodynamics should stay true. And to check, we can do center of lift. And yeah, center of lift is basically right in the center. So this thing should fly pretty straight. Yeah, I'd say it's gonna fly pretty straight. Okay, let's just do our quick check over. We got a parachute, check. Capsule, SAS, explosive charges, air thrusters, retrograde rockets and such. He doesn't really need to land on Mars or Moon or anything, so we don't need any of the weird structural stuff. What we do need something to hold up the whole system until it launches. Because if you don't, usually it'll sway back and forth in the wind. It's never pretty. Okay, now we have to set everything up in the way that it's going to stage. So on the right here, this panel of stuff, this is how it stages. Each one of these little sections is a space bar. So down at the bottom, the first time I press the space bar, the burners are going to come on. That's what we want, but I'm going to take off these struts and I'm going to move them up one. There we go. Okay, so burners come on and it'll charge for a second. It'll stay put. It's not going to just lift right off. It's actually going to stay on the launch pad as the thrust builds up underneath there. And then I press the space bar again, and those three support arms are going to relinquish their hold, and the rocket should take off upwards. When those 7 or 8 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 rockets run out of fuel, they'll fall away underneath the vessel. A few seconds later, the middle engine will engage, should propel me into space, where I can disengage the second to final section, fly around a little bit, and eventually re-enter with just the capsule. Okay guys, let's give it a try. Alright, just waiting for it to load in. There we go. Okay, so it's a beautiful day at Cape Kerbal. Get it? Kerbal, because they're Kerbal people? Okay, no? Alright, that wasn't very funny. Alright, so we're going to switch the view around to orbital. That lets us sort of fly it like a plane. I find it's a lot easier than looking straight down at it. We're going to thrust up, and here we go. Looking good so far. It's not warbling around too much. Good. We got a good speed already as we hit 2,000 meters. About 120? Yeah, about 120 meters a second. Meters. Still looking good. About 1/5 of our tank left of fuel. Do some tricky down throttle here. There we go. Alright, one of our fuel tanks, the one in the very middle, had a lot of fuel left in it. So if I had detached that segment away and kicked this afterburner right away on, this afterburn would have ignited the fuel that was still in that tank behind me and just exploded the whole rocket. So I actually had to thrust off, disengage that rear booster rocket, and then put the thrust on once it had basically cleared the section behind us. So we're looking good. We're at 20,000 feet. Sorry, 20,000 meters. That's 22 miles, I guess. Yeah, we're about 25 miles above the Earth. Kilometers. Oh, excuse me. Wow. 1,000 meters in a kilometer, not a mile. I should know that. I am Canadian. We use kilometers here. Alright, so we're just about to run out of fuel on our main rocket. There we go. We're going to separate the stage. And there we go. So this is our final little stage here. Let's see, where's the moon? Okay, so we're never going to make it to the moon. It's just way too far away. So we'll just keep burning here, trying to get a little higher. Okay, now we're going to look for a landing space. Oh, definitely going that way. Okay. I definitely want to land on land, right? I don't want to hit the ocean. So we're just going to point this way. I'm going to speed it up just a bit to see sort of what direction we're heading. Okay, we're heading away from land, so I want to get back going that way. So basically we're just trying to slow this down to 0 and then start accelerating again, and that means we'll be heading towards land. So right now we're still heading away from that land at the rate of 400 meters a second. So I'm basically just braking right now. I've got my ass to the wind, and I'm just spraying out thrust, trying to slow myself down. Coming down to 150 meters, almost there. And it's accelerating. Okay, so we are now going back towards land. Yeah, good stuff. Bob Kerman is freaked out. Look at him. Ah! 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 He's just screaming his head off. He's so freaked out. Obviously, he's the first Kerbman to go into space. He doesn't seem happy about his new career choice. Okay, so we're definitely gonna hit land. I'm kind of worried that we're gonna overshoot land. Beauty. All right, let's speed things up a bit and see if we can't get closer. There we go. So we are re-entering very nicely, actually. Nice enough that I can do that. Oh, I don't like this view. Auto. There we go. Okay. So we're coming back down. I'm starting to hear wind. We're hitting atmosphere. Slowing down significantly. At about 200 meters a second, it's safe to open the chute and let it trail out. But it won't really catch air until about 1,000 meters. I'm not sure why. There we go. So, parachute's out. Should catch air any second. There we go, guys. So, I call that a success. You know, if this was the Canadian Aeronautics and Space Division, I would call this a success. Getting something up into orbit and successfully coming back down without killing the pilot. It's always a good thing, isn't it? All right, guys. So that about does it for Kerbal Space Program Episode 1. If you guys like the video, follow the link at the top there and give me a subscription, because all that, you know, it helps me rank better and help other people see it. And of course, the more people that see it, the more suggestions I get for games. And that brings me on to the next point. Feel free to comment or send me a message. Tell me what games you want to see me play in the future, because of course all my games are user submitted. So guys, until next time, me and little Kerbal dude, thank you. Can I make him walk? Oh, look at this. Oh, he doesn't. You sure? What? Oh, there we go. Yeah. Bob Kerman, pilot, astronaut, superstar.